Hi everyone, this is Sherry and welcome back. Thanks for stopping by today. Today I am working on a layout for the SNL design team, and this is our Saturday stash dive. And today we are using up our project life cards. Do we not have like a million of those? I personally do. So today the stash dive is all about using up our project life cards on a layout. So I'm going to be sharing one with you today, and I am using project life cards that I have from the Amy Tan collection +1. And I love that collection. It has a lot of bright colors and just a fun collection. So I pulled out a few of my cards from that. I'm going to be using that on the layout. And I'm starting the layout by just adding some ink splatters and just kind of building up a little bit of a background before I get my cards situated on the layout. And I'm using the Delusions ink spray, and that is in, which color is that? The blue? London blue is that color. And then I'm going to also be layering on some of the lime, the fresh lime in the Delusions ink spray. I think that's like my favorite ink spray right now. I've been into that because the colors are just so vibrant and I just love that ink. So I'm adding both of those together, splattering and just dabbing a little bit of water to add a little watercolor effect there. And then I'm going to be layering on my project life cards. And let me just say, this video has probably, I don't know when I've ever had the hardest time getting a video completed. I had to do this layout in about 3 or 4 different sessions because I've just been so busy lately. I would start it and then I'd go do something, come back and do it again. So this portion of the video is fine. I had some video that I lost that was corrupt when I went to upload it. And I've done everything to try to get those repaired and get it taken care of. And I've just spent hours on it, and I just can't get it to work. So this is going to be a short video because it does cut off. You're going to miss parts of it, but I do have photos at the end. So let me just first say I'm really sorry. It's the first time that anything like this has really happened this drastic. So I was really disappointed, but I had to at some point just give it up and say I'm going to have to upload it as it is and just get it done, because it's just, once it's lost, you can't get it back. So I don't know what was going on, because some of the files, the videos were fine, and then other times it was so corrupt and I couldn't do anything with them. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that. But what I'm doing here is I'm taking the project life cards. There's a lot of black and white, and I wanted to just add a little bit of color to that. So I'm just dabbing some watercolor on some of those. I've just filled in some of the black and white letters, filled in the cameras, just added a little bit of color there. And before I get those applied to my layout. So now I'm going to go ahead and place them on the layout, and I'm kind of just putting them in a grid design, and using 6 of the cards, and I'm using 3 photos, and it's all 3 separate photos, and I'm just going to place those on the project life cards. And so I thought a grid design would just be a fun way to use up some of the cards. And I'm using photos of me and my grandson, and I'm titling this, it's probably not the most original title, but titles are my challenge, Backseat Selfies, because these are photos of her. When my daughter picks me up and we go together anywhere, I always ride in the back seat by my grandson. I have since he was a tiny baby, just because I couldn't stand him being back there by himself. And so now it's just, I always sit back there. So it's maybe odd to some people, but it's our thing. So I always take selfies when we're driving, and now he's to the point that he's fun and he enjoys it. So, so anyway, that's what the layout is about. I'm using photos from the times where we've ridden in the back seat together, and I'm using some old product here. What I'm pulling out, since this is a stash dive, I have some old Freckled Fawn kits from last year that I haven't used. And so I thought for embellishments, that's what I'm going to pull from. So these frames are in one of the Freckled Fawn kits from last year. And I think it was May and June is what I'm using. So I'm just pulling out the frames, putting those over the photos, and then I'm just finding random embellishments. And I'm going to just basically kind of decorate each card almost individually. And I'm going to be applying some clips and washi tape, some enamel dots, just a random bit of embellishments on each of the cards. And I had that flower cabochon resin flower that came in one of the kits, and I thought, well, I'd just go ahead and make a paper clip out of it. So I just hot glued it to a paper clip, and typically it probably wouldn't hold forever, but for a layout I think it'll be fine, because I'm just going to glue it down to the layout there. So I'm just letting that paper clip dry, and then I'm adhering the cards to the layout, and I popped up the cards that had photos on them because I just wanted to give those a little bit more dimension. And then I went through my scraps, and I'm just finding some random pieces of paper that I had left over because I did want to put a little bit of pattern paper behind the cards just to kind of add another layer and give a little bit more interest. So these are just random papers that I had in my stash, and I'm just going to be placing them behind the cards just for a little bit of visual interest and a little bit more color, even using some vellum there. And so I'm just trying to measure those and get those placed just right. And I love using my stash. I love using up papers and things that I would have thrown away otherwise, or, like the freckled fawn kits, some of those are just like new, and I just haven't hardly tapped into those. So I was really glad to be able to pull those out and use them. And I'm trying to go through some flair and find some flair that I want to use. I don't have a lot of flair. I need to really go shopping at find some new flair, because I love flair buttons, but I don't really have a lot of them. So note to self, shop for flair. All right, so I'm just trimming down some of those little pieces going behind the cards, and I wanted to kind of peek out, at the side and then the top and bottom as well. So going ahead and getting those glued down. Like I said, I've popped up the ones there with the photos on them. And it was a fun layout. I like, like I said, using the stash. I like being able to use my Project Life cards because I have a ton of them. And, I've kind of stopped buying some of the newer collections, even though I love them and they're so cute. I just have a ton of Project Life cards that are just sitting that, I can't use quick enough. The core kits are so big that, you want a mixture of kits, and so you can't possibly use all the cards. So I think it's a great idea to pull them out and use them on layouts. And so here we go. You can see that the video kind of changed there. This is one video that I had to convert to a different format, and anyway, it ended up making the frame smaller. So again, I apologize. This is probably a mixed up mishmash video, and you missed a section of me putting a lot of the embellishments on. So again, I do apologize. I tried to save it, but there was just no possible way. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and upload what I have to get it done, and you'll kind of see. But you can see I've added several embellishments on all of the cards, and I've added washi tape. And like I said, most of the embellishments are from Freckled Fawn. And then I have that I Smile tag, or the smile tag. I'm not sure if it said I Smile, but the smile tag is actually from Simple. Let me just check. I drew a blank. It's actually a recollections pad, and it's like the 3x4 journaling cards, and that was on one of the cards, and I just cut it out and glued it on there. I think I've done that before in one of my other layouts because I love that little flag. And then these letters that I'm using, they're from Freckled Fawn, and I love just the whimsical design of them, just the black outline letters, and I thought it was just a fun whimsical design to the layout. So I'm using those and for my title, and like I said, it's going to be called Backseat Selfies. And I was going to use the word for selfies, and I was going to use the Studio Calico letters, and I decided to go through these older letters that I have from Freckled Fawn also, and they're like the blue vellum stickers, and so I decided to go ahead and use those up because they kind of match the blue on the background. And so I'm just getting the title put down. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm still adding a few embellishments. Those little metal leaf things, those are from Freckled Fawn. And I'm going to do some journaling. I wanted to do just a little bit of journaling, but I'm going to do it off to the left there and kind of up the side of the photo just to get some journaling in. And I think I missed that. I think that gets cut out in the video. But I'm adding a few more strips of like washi. They're like vellum stickers, those right there that I'm using right now. They're from Freckled Fawn as well. Came in one of the kits, and so I end up using some of those at the top right corner just to add a little bit of interest up there. It was just kind of bare and lonely. So I added a few layers of that vellum tape up there. You got to cover every inch of the page, right? No, I'm just kidding. So then I'm going to go ahead and just adding some final touches to the layout, and I'm going to end up adding some enamel dots too. And I'm adding some of those little puffy stickers from Freckled Fawn, and it's getting ready to wrap up. Like I said, I'm sorry that it cut so much of that out. I do apologize, but hopefully you get the idea, and I'm going to work on the videos and try to find out what's going on with that so that doesn't happen again. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and be wrapping up here, and I've got some close-up shots of the layout coming up. And again, I just want to thank you so much. Dig in your stash, get out those Project Life cards, use them for more than Project Life. And I hope this has given you a little bit of inspiration to take those out and use them. And again, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.